Hello, 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 my peoples. How are you doing this fine Thursday evening? Nothing like getting ready to come on air and, things start to fall apart. So bear with me. Let's hope everything stays together. So how are you doing? How you doing? Hello and welcome to episode 5 of Chit Chat with Bernie Bella with your girl Bernadine. How was your Easter? I ate fish and bun, fish and bun, fish and bun. Remember me tell you say, me eat enough fish and bun. So if you're tuning in for the first time, welcome. Previous episodes can be found on YouTube. Thanks to everyone for tuning in tonight. Share the live, please. And thank you. Share the live. This is an interactive talk show where we discuss sports, politics, current affairs, entertainment news, what's happening in our community, our nations, specifically Canada, Jamaica. I do touch on a few other places around the world, a little bit of entertainment gossip. Your thoughts and opinions are welcome. This is a non-negative, non-judgmental zone. And now we touch on a few trending topics as well. So again, Thursday night at 9 every Thursday, this is where we're at. All viewers will be asked to participate. So if you're here, say hello, say hi. And, so we can have a chat. We can have some discussion as to what's happening around the world. And your participation will also give you the opportunity to win the gift of the week. The gift of the week this week is a week's supply of the Latin coffee, and we'll touch on the flavor and what it does later. So our aim is to have fun, discuss topics, learn about the topics, express our different opinions, and just enjoy ourselves. Due to Facebook and YouTube copyright issues, there'll be no music played on the show. And like I said, previous episodes are now available for viewing on YouTube. Chit Chat with Bernie Bella. So visit the site, like, comment, and subscribe. So let's see who's on. Drop a hello, drop a hi. Let's see who's here. Say hi, check in. So as usual, we're starting with our musical artists of the week. And we've got a few this week who have previewed their songs, so I'm just going to touch on them. There's a new artist, a fairly new artist by the name of Yaksta. He's got a song called Ambition. He's an up-and-coming artist, good, clean lyrics, conscious music, more in the lane of a Chronix type of singer. This song, Ambition, is very good. Another artist that's got a new video out is called Ginjah with Accountable. Ginjah has been around for a while, always singing conscious songs, always, clean lyrics and stuff. So he's good. So check out both artists on YouTube. And our current queen of dancehall, Miss Spice, has a few things going on with her this week. So she's got a new song out called Money Walk. She was also on the remix of Over Again with Neo and Charlie Black. She also held a job fair in Atlanta this past Wednesday where hundreds of people turned out to audition for positions that she's hiring for. So she's looking for, team of dancers, social media influencers, DJ, security, a driver, makeup artist, and all of that stuff. So tons of people showed up and auditioned. So we'll be knowing Spice, she shows her stuff on her IG all the time. So we'll be seeing the people that she's hired, and, good on her that she's doing that. Her album 10 will be out soon. So again, lots of good things happening for her recently. And we're going to move into the sports area. Raptors are currently playing the Chicago Bulls. They are down by 20 points right now. Yeah. Anyways, they won a couple of games. They played Warriors. They won that game by 52 points. It's the most point that a Raptors team had ever won by in Raptors history. They also beat Washington, and that was a buzzer beater by Gary Trent. And Gary Trent is one of the newest artists that's with the Raptors. They lost to the Lakers by about 9 points the other day, but at one point they were down by about 34 points. And they hadn't lost to the Lakers in a long time. I mean, the last time they'd lost to the Raptors, lost to the Lakers, Kobe was still a Laker, right? So that was a long time ago. They hadn't lost to the Lakers in like 11 games. So it's been a bit difficult stretch for them. Also, there was a bit of a scuffle in the first quarter of that game, and a few Raptors have since been given game suspensions by the league. Van Fleet, OG, and Bembry have been given suspension. Van Fleet is still out with an injury. Laurie is still out with an injury. I think we have about 6 people out with injuries right now. So it's a rough patch for the Raptors. Very, very rough patch for the Raptors right now. But you know what? Win or lose, our Toronto team, our Canada team, we will still support them. The Blue Jays, they started the season decent. They're 3-3 so far. It's a 162 game season. So, you know, there's still time for them to be on the winning side. But it's better than starting 0-6. So, you know, good for them. And also the TFC soccer team, they won 1 game so far. On the regular season, they also played CONCACAF game last night against Lyon, and that ended in a 1-1 draw. So, you know, teams aren't doing so bad, not doing so bad. Hey, Marcel. Yeah, I see that the Raptors are losing. I have them on another screen. They're down by about 20 right now. It's just difficult for them right now. Very, very difficult. But it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. We are there with them during the good times, and they're with them during the bad times. So this is just a difficult stretch for them right now. And yeah, so as you know, most of you know, Derek Chauvin, one of the policemen who was accused in the murder of George Floyd, I think we're on day 9 of his trial, and it's not going too good for the defense, because the people that the prosecution has coming up and the things that they're saying, yeah, the defense is having a hard time rebutting what's being said. One of the police officers that was questioned on the stand was his supervisor, and also another person that was on the stand was one of the trainers. And they're saying that the way Chauvin had his knee on Floyd's neck was not a move taught by them, so they don't know where he got that from. Most everybody who's testified, most of the professionals who've testified so far have stated that once George Floyd was handcuffed and on the ground, there was no need for Chauvin to have his knee on his neck. So I know a lot of the media is saying that it's been interesting to see the cracks in the blue wall so far. But I don't know about that. It's just, a slight hiccup in the blue wall, because around the world, and a lot of even in Minnesota itself, cops are still cops, right? So I'm not watching the trial. I'm just watching clips of it, and doing a bit of reading on stuff, because I find it traumatizing. So I'm not watching it, just doing a bit of research and looking at pieces here and there. So if you just joined, drop a comment, say hello, let me know who's here with me. We're circling back now to Ontario. Ontario. Our lovely Premier, Doug Ford. We're in a lockdown again. Lockdown. We were in, then we came out, then we had to go back in, then we came out briefly, and then we had to go back in. And I mean, here in Peel, like barbers and hairdressers and nail techs and personal services people, they have not opened they've been closed since November. We're in April. Like, it's just crazy right now. I understand COVID and I understand that the numbers are going up and I understand all of that, but it's just crazy. And people aren't getting the vaccine as quickly as they should. Like, some people are not booking their appointments to go. There are a lot of appointment times that are left unfilled. 2, people are skeptical of the vaccine. So there's a lot of misinformation out there, so it's just been hard. So right now we're in a stay-at-home lockdown. So unless it's considered an essential service, work, doctor, work, grocery, you're not supposed to be out anywhere. I know the schools in Peel are closed, so they were back to remote learning. I think the Toronto schools are still open. There are few schools around the province, few school boards around the province that are still open, but I know here in Peel that we're closed. There's a shortage of ICU beds for other illnesses due to the rising number of COVID illness. So they're trying to curb the spread. People aren't listening. I mean, last week, the video that came out that showed the large lineup of people in Yorkdale, that's kind of what prompted this new stay-at-home lockdown. And I mean, for the people who are, 5, 6, and 7 of you that has to go grocery shopping, for the love of Christ, stop it. One person go grocery shopping, maybe 2, but 4, 5, and 6, stop it. You need one person to pick up the grocery, one person to push the cart. You don't need 6. So please stop it. All right. And so this new round of stay-at-home lockdown is going to be for 28 days. So really by until the end of April, thereabouts. I did some check-in, and I know Alberta is doing similar to us in terms of how they've structured their lockdown. So some of them, parts of the different provinces are going into similar forms of lockdown because the numbers are rising. The COVID numbers are rising. So, and I just took a check to see what the numbers are. So far in Canada, 1 million.03. So what's that? 100. So 1,300,000 people have been tested so far, and there have been 23,000 deaths. Worldwide, 133 million people have been tested. 75 million have recovered, and 2.8 million people have died. In Jamaica, 41,472 people have been tested. 18,444 have recovered. 640 have died. And Ontario, 378,256 people have been tested. 7,463 people have died so far. With regards to those who have taken the vaccine, 2.5 million people in Ontario have gotten at least one shot of the vaccine. So in the grand scheme of things, Ontario is not doing that well in terms of the amount of people that have gotten the vaccine. And I think around the world, I think Canada ranked about 45 or 55 in terms of percentage of the population that have already gotten the vaccine. I mean, Azerbaijan and Aruba and other countries, smaller countries, are doing better in getting their folks vaccinated. So it's not a good look right now. We need vaccine. We need to get the numbers of vaccination up for those people who want to take the vaccine. So that's my little thing on the corona this evening. We're going to move on to rapper DMX. So he's presently in the hospital. So the rapper Earl Simmons, DMX's real name, was rushed to the hospital after collapsing at his home from an apparent accidental drug overdose. Apparently, the overdose triggered a heart attack, which has left DMX in a vegetative state. They're not sure that he'll make it. He's not breathing on his own. He's still on hooked up to different machine. His family has been holding prayer vigils for him outside the hospital, where he's located in New York. DMX has struggled a lot with drug and drug abuse over the years and has been to rehab several times. So we'll keep him in our prayers and hope he pulls through. Hope he pulls through with that. Let's see what Marcel said. Yeah, May 6th, Marcel said May 6th approximately. Yeah, that's a time when we're looking to get out of this latest lockdown. And Tom Michelin says, give thanks. Hi, Tom. Thanks for checking in. Hey, Marcel again. So Prince, who died a few years ago, he's got a new album coming out, or his estate is putting out an album in July. All original tunes that have never been heard before. So apparently the album was actually done in 2010 and will be released from his song vault in July. So apparently they said it's like a political album that he had done back in 2010 and he didn't release it, and they're putting it out in July. So looking forward to hearing what's on the album. And Prince's music is always good, so it's good. This story I found a little bit odd when I saw it. So yeah, a Massachusetts mother, that word always takes me out, got the surprise of her life when she went to the washroom. Apparently, she thought she had kidney stones. But imagine her surprise when she went to the washroom and actually gave birth to her son. Imagine being pregnant and not know that you're pregnant. She said her menstrual cycle has always been irregular, so she thought nothing of it when it wasn't coming as often as it should. So when the son asks, Mom, where was I born? She's going to say, went to the washroom to take a pee, and there you are. Yeah, that's a story for the books. Oh, man. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy, crazy. But quite interesting. So if you're just joining, say hello so I could see who's with me. I know Tom's on, Marcel's on. I see Marcel says Nathan's on. So yeah, check in. Let me see who's here with me. We're going to circle around to Jamaica. One of their celebrity chef, Colin Hilton, has died. According to close friends, he died suddenly. He's a very well-known chef that has worked at many different hotels. He actually also had a restaurant called The Guilt Trip on Barbican Road in Kingston. So last week we touched on the death of Kenise Jackson, the 20-year-old that was killed by the auto mechanic. And since then, there have been several other females who have gone missing. So far, 2 of the young ladies have been found unharmed. However, the Clarendon teacher, Natalie Dawkins, they found her car, and there were 4 men seen driving her car. They engaged in a gun battle with the police, and one of the suspects in her disappearance was killed by the police. The picture that's on screen is the suspect that was killed. He's only 20 years old. His name was Jeff Bedward, or is Jeff Bedward, and they call him the babyface killer at age 20. Apparently, it said that his community is glad that he's dead, as he used to terrorize them. His 23-year-old brother was arrested, and they've also taken 2 other men into custody as persons of interest. There was $1 million rewards out for Natalie Dawkins' safe return, but unfortunately, just prior to the start of tonight's show, I learned that they found her body buried in a shallow grave in Sandy Bay, Clarendon. So she's not going to be returning to her family. So we'll just keep her family in our thoughts and sending condolences to the family. Hey, Nathan, how are you? So the Jamaican police has reported that they've seized over 1,000 pounds of compressed ganja in Portmore this past week. This operation was a follow-up to one they did earlier in the week, where they arrested 4 Haitians who were in the country illegally. What's happening now is that Haitians are supplying Jamaicans with guns in exchange for drugs, whether weed or coke. The Haitians, they come in by boat and bring the drugs in, bring the guns in, and they go out by boat with the drugs. All right. Yeah. So Tommy Cowan, Mr. Yes Indeed, and the husband of Carlene Davis recently celebrated his 75th birthday. It was a bittersweet birthday for him, as he recently had a quadruple bypass surgery. I think it was in November that he had the surgery. Ironically, one of his best friends had the same surgery as him in the same week as him, and he was the surgery was performed by the same doctor. However, that friend, Dalton Brown, passed away not long after the surgery. Tommy Cowan, who was one of 9 brothers and 2 sisters, that's a large family, states that he's just happy to be alive, as having someone cut you open and stops your heart to perform surgery is not an easy thing. He's still recovering, but he's doing much better. We're also glad that Mr. Baba Boom Boom is doing well. He seems to just be around forever, because I've been hearing about him, seeing him perform and following his career forever. So I'm glad that he's still here with us, still alive and still well. Hey, Jamila, how are you? Okay, so if you may recall from one of my previous episodes, I mentioned that Lee Sparta had pled guilty to possession of a deadly weapon and ammunition. Apparently, the gun that he was found with is connected to 2 murders, namely Roy Fowles and one British murder. Both men were killed in early 2019. They are now investigating to see how he's involved and if he should be charged with murder. So more information to come on that as the story unfolds. Talented fellow, but it just can't seem to shake all of that other stuff with, it's just sad. It's just unfortunate. Just unfortunate. So I'm not quite sure if you guys heard of there was a voice note going around with with a man. I think his name was Peter, and he was threatening his ex-girlfriend Denise that he's going to kill her if it's the last thing he does. Now that man it was a whole 15-minute voice note. 15 minutes he spent threatening the woman, telling her what he's going to do to her and all of that. So based on that voice note, he's since been arrested by the police. Now, a female member of his family is upset that he was arrested because she's saying that he's all mouth and that he's just upset that that girl used him and left him, and he should not have been locked up because, he didn't mean what he says, and she can swear for him that he's not that kind of person. No, I don't know how she can swear for him to say he's harmless and whatever, because you never know what somebody's going to do when they get to their breaking point. And the female member of his family is saying, oh, nobody takes him seriously because he talks a lot. And, but in the voice note, Peter tell Denise, him not care what she want to do. She fi call the police. She fi send the voice note wherever she wants, send it. And he don't care. Call the police because him not afraid of nobody. Him have to kill her. And when you get threats like that, you do not take them lightly. Not in these times at all. Not at all. I mean, he actually said that apparently Denise went to his house to give him some money or something. And he told her that if he had known that she would have been coming to his house that early in the morning, he would have prepared for her and she would have never left him house because he would have killed her. Yet this female, I go say, him never mean what him say. So I don't understand. I don't understand. The female member said Denise shouldn't take the threat serious. I don't get it. Jamila said, I listened the whole voice note. That gave me chills, right? Because that man did not sound rational. That man sounded that if he had gotten a hold of Denise at that moment in time, he would have done her something. He would have killed her. All because the girl said she had enough and she decided to leave. He would tell her, say, well, she shouldn't just went leave, so she should have did say, okay, Peter, may I give you another chance? That don't make sense. That don't make sense at all. I listened to the whole voice note and I'm like, this man's cray-cray. This is a crazy man. But, oh boy. Oh boy. Okay, so the picture on screen is of a husband and wife in West Virginia. The man on the left, his name is Rodney Wheeler. Rodney Wheeler was sentenced to 8 months confinement for helping his wife fake her own death in order to avoid going to jail for health care fraud. Yeah, that's where the better for worse comes in, Rodney. That's where the better for worse comes in. So his wife, she was charged with overbilling the system for her spina bifida illness. Her name is Julie. She was found hiding in a closet in their home after 2 days. Julie was sentenced to 54 months in federal prison and is also required to repay $289,055.07 in restitution. Now they're both going to jail. For better or worse, Dumb and Dumber are going to jail. Separate jails, of course. But I think the way they have it structured, Rodney will be in jail for 2 months, and then he'll be under house arrest for 6 months. Julie, on the other hand, will be away for 54 months. So that's 4.5 years in federal prison. And it's sad that what we here in Canada take for granted, or healthcare, relatively free healthcare, this woman is going to jail because of overbilling for her legitimate illness that she has. So yeah, that's sad. That's very sad. Sad for both of them. Sad for both of them. So we're going to circle around to Memphis, Tennessee. The lady that you saw, the person in the picture, is a lady that she was in a Burger King drive-thru, and apparently the drive-thru wasn't going as fast as she thought it should go. So she decided to get out of her car, walked to the window of the drive-thru, and started arguing with an employee. Apparently, they still were not moving fast enough. So what did she do? Yeah. She pulled out her gun and started firing. Luckily, no one got hit as the workers went running through a back door. So police is now looking for that crazy woman. All for a burger. Because that burger not come fast enough. Hey, Nana. What you say? Wow, loving the red. Oh, thanks. Trying something different. What's the point of having hair if you can't play with the different colors? Okay, so the last two stories I read, they would fall under my WTF section, but I have another one for you. There's a 28-year-old man in Toronto who got 28 tickets in 10 days. Not one, not two, not three, 28 tickets in 10 days. It varies from driving while impaired with drugs, to driving without car insurance, to driving with a false license plate. The license plate was actually paper glued onto the metal bracket of the car. I don't know who I should be mad at. The cops for letting him go all the time, or the man for getting himself in this kind of situation so often. I don't understand. I don't understand people at all. Yeah. 28 tickets in 10 days. I'll be taking the bus. I've been taking the bus. I don't know. So we're going to get started on our topic of the night. The first topic is, I got it off a Facebook site, off Zane's Facebook site. And this has happened several times It's not the first, it's not the second. It'll probably happen more times, but I'm I sometimes have to wonder why people do why people do this, right? I really have to wonder why people do this. But and I'll need your guys' opinion on this one because I'm not I don't know, it's just crazy. So the story is that the female is 42, her boyfriend is 30. So, and they've been dating for 2 years. The female has 4 kids. The boyfriend has none. So when they started dating, he stated that even though she has 4 kids and he has none, he wanted kids with her. She said, fine. Okay. We will have kids at some point throughout the relationship. So now it's on 2 years and they're trying to make a baby. And as time goes on, when there's no baby making, she says that she noticed that he's getting frustrated. And she suggested to him that they should make appointments to go to the doctor to make sure that they're both able to conceive. He went on his appointment and came back and said he's just fine. She told him that she went also and she's just fine too. So they just keep on trying. Now, here's the thing. Apparently, the female got her tubes tied, burned, clipped, in her words, way back when she had her last child. She cannot have any more kids. And she wrote in now because she said he's been depressed because they're not having any kids. And she does, and in that depression now, he's been drinking a lot more, walking around looking defeated, looking upset, not happy. And the kicker is, it's tearing her up inside because she feels like she's been selfish by not letting him move on and be in a relationship with someone who can give him what he's desired his whole adult life. He wants a son. She can never bear him a son. So her question is, she wants to know how she can tell him that she'll never be able to give him a child without hurting him. Mind you, when she started the relationship 2 years ago, they had a conversation. She told him that she could have kids. Her 4 kids are grown. She's 42. He's 30. Her 4 kids are grown and out of the house. So it's not like he even got to grow any of those kids. He didn't. And she's now stating that it's hard to watch him sink further into depression because of her lie. And she wants to know how to tell him without hurting him. So those of my viewers who are on right now, drop your comments. Let me see what your thoughts are because if selfish was a person, Hi, Erica. Thanks for joining. Let's see what Nana says. Nana said, so she lied from the start of the relationship. Yes, that she did. Erica said she's very wicked. Wicked, selfish. I mean, so many ways to go with that. Like, you knew you couldn't have a child, and you have a conversation. You make the man go doctor. If he go check out himself to see if his things are swimming, and they are, so he's okay. 2 years later, 2 years you've wasted, because waste the time then. I waste the 2 years. Because no, if she then chooses to now go say, hey, you know what, this is a situation, I can't have kids, blah, 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 blah. It's going to take him some time to get over that hurt. Who knows if he'll trust another female again in that manner. And so it could be another 4 or 5 years down the road for him to have kids again. By then he'll be 35, 36. I mean, it's still not too old for a guy to have kids, but still, it's just great. Let me see what you guys are saying. Nana said the age too is a big factor. Yes. Well, the age difference between them is only 12 years, so it's not too bad. And yes, she could have had more kids even with that age difference, even at that age, to have a healthy child, if she hadn't tied her tubes, but it's just crazy. Let's see who else is here. Hi, Anthea. Thanks for joining. She's a selfless person. She's selfish. She's selfish. So she wrote in wanting to see what people thoughts are, what they think she should do in that instance. And one of the response to it was Zane's response to her was that she needed to tell him the truth today. And they don't know how she can continue to perpetuate that lie and still look in his eyes and still tell him that she love him and all of them. Something that, like, let him go. Or if it's a situation where she can't let him go, then let him go do something with somebody and get whatever and get his child and whatever. But to hold on to him and to prevent him, and then turning the man into an alcoholic, because she said he's drinking more now and getting depressed every time she doesn't get pregnant. It's crazy. Let's see who else is saying something. So Jamila said she's very selfish. Yes, she is. Erica says she can untie them. It's been done. Yes, she can. I don't know if it's cut and burn, what they call cauterize. And Nana, you can probably check me on this one, being in the medical field. If it's cauterized, meaning cut and burn, I don't think that can be undone. So it depending on what she did, it may or may not be reversible. It may or may not be reversible. Jamila says, see, she's making another Peter in the making. She has to tell the truth. Yeah, because the man is now more depressed. He's drinking more. So if she decides to tell him the truth, and who knows what's his state of mind is going to be. No, if it's staples. Okay. So Nana says no if it's staples. So yeah, depending on the situation, it may or may not be able to reverse it. But I mean, at this point, she would have to tell him that she has to go into the hospital. Okay, let's go on the assumption that it can be reversed. What's the reason that she's going to tell him to go into the hospital? And then if he has to come and visit her and all of this stuff. So like one lie is leading into another lie, all because she's selfish. Yes, she see a young man and him like her and feelings catch and but she should have tell him up front at the time so that decisions could have been made at that time. Because who knows? He might have said, okay, we'll go and jam and work out something else. And she could have had the best of both worlds. But her selfishness right now is coming back to haunt her. So and she's not the first to do it. She won't be the last to do it. The song said, pinning a whole man again. In this case, the lack of a child, I go break up she and Peter. So it's just a crazy situation all around. It's just not good. Let's see. Erica says she's been deceiving from the get-go, from Jump Street, because she said that they had the conversation right at the beginning, at the start of the 2 years. And that was the situation. Let's see. Nana says, could he not have done better, find a younger woman if he wanted children? Well, at the time he would have been 28, she would have been 40 when they just started. Yes, he could have found a younger girl. Some guys are attracted to older women. He probably thought, you know what, she's still young enough where they could have had kids or had a child. He maybe just only wants one. But the lie that she tell, and it's not just that she tell the lie, she keep building on the lie. Because the first lie was, okay, I can have a child so we can have kids together. When that wasn't happening, she was the one that suggested, oh, let's go check out to see whether, your guys are swimming. He went and got his done and came back. He's okay. She pretended to go get checked out and came back and told him, I'm all good. So it's a lie on top of a lie on top of a lie. So I don't know how that's going to go. But as Jamila said, she's contributing to another Peter in the making. And for those who just joined in, Peter was a guy in a voice note threatening his ex-girlfriend that he's going to kill her because she decided to leave him. And they claim that she was using him and stuff. So that's where that goes. Nana said, I would leave her. Well, Nana said, I would leave her ass. How can I trust you? Well, that's the thing, because with a situation, there's no trust there. Like when she tells him that, you know what, this is a situation, I can't have kids, he's going to leave, because one of the things that he wants is he wants to have kids. And if you can't provide kids, move on. But the women that do these things need to stop, because they're not only wrecking other people's life mentally as well, it's doing things to people. It's not a safe thing. And one, you're jeopardizing your own life, because you never know what somebody might do because of how they feel towards you when you do that to them. Because the worst thing you can do is waste people's time. And she basically has wasted 2 years of this guy's time. 2 years of his time where he could have found somebody else and, have a better life with that person. So unfortunately, we won't know how that one ended, but just thought it was quite interesting to bring it to you guys. Nana said, keep it moving. Yes, very much so. Keep it moving. The next topic, it's similar in vein in terms of the situation that happened. So the guy, this particular guy, he spent 7 years trying to get his daughter back. He dated, he had a girlfriend. They broke up. Girlfriend found out that she was pregnant. They had a discussion. The girlfriend was supposed to carry the child to term, and he was supposed to carry the child to term, and they were supposed to raise the child together, separately. Apparently, the girl had the child, decided that she did not want to do that, and gave the child up for adoption behind his back, signed off on the papers and everything, gave the child up for adoption. It took him 7 years. 7 years for him to finally get his daughter back. And he had to jump through hoops to show that he never, one, he didn't know that the daughter was being put up for adoption. Two, he never gave permission for the daughter to be adopted, despite the fraudulent paperwork that was given to them during the adoption process. So Skylar is the name of the little girl. She was, living with another family in California, and the father was in South Carolina, and he fought the court system to get his 7 years. Imagine the emotions of one, the child had in a family for 7 years. That family raised you. You're their child, and now you have to be ripped apart from them because your biological mother decided to be a bitch and give the baby up for adoption without including the father, because he had stated that if he was aware of that's what was going to happen, he would have raised a child as a single father, which is what he's now doing, because he finally did get her back. He's 31 now. He had to provide blood sample, DNA testing. He had to go through so much. So he has since started a foundation called the Sky's the Limit Foundation to help men who are in this kind of situation, to help bring an end to predatory adoption, trafficking, and to help other fathers preserve their rights as fathers in their children's lives. So let me know what you guys think about this situation, because again, it's another situation where another mother or another female is taking away the rights of a male. In this case, he missed the first 7 years of his child's life. He missed the first walk, the first talking, the first tooth. He missed all those things with his daughter. The parents that the daughter grew with, the people that she knew as family, she had to leave that family. And to that family, they lost a daughter because they raised this child as theirs for 7 years. Again, all because a mother an ex-girlfriend decided that, this is what I'm going to do. I don't want to raise my child with you. I'm going to give away the child, and who cares about you and what you want? So let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this situation and in that case, do you think the mother should, do you think the biological mother should be sent to prison because of the fraud that she perpetrated in the adoption? So let me know what you guys think. Oh, I got the hiccups. Let's see. Nana says he's a real man. Jamila said, well, I am proud of him. The woman not looking too good on tonight talk show, Miss Me. You know what? Some nights the ladies are going to get beat, and some nights the guys are going to get beat. We got to mix it up a bit. We got to mix it up. Got to keep it interesting. But yeah, tonight it's funny because when I was doing it and I had the topics and I look at, I'm like, they're almost the same. We could almost just roll it into one and have one topic. Let's see. Love you all. Have to go to work. Bye, Jamila. Thanks for checking in. See you next week, Thursday at 9. Take care. Okay, let me know what you guys think in the comment section about this situation. What should happen with the mother, with the biological mother? And kudos to the guy too, because some men would have given up. Some men would have given up. They would have said to hell with it. The kid's growing. When she's 18, she can try to find me if she wants, and that kind of thing. But yeah, let's see. So Nana said that was a big move for him and no prison for her. Some kind of cry out for help. What was he like in their relationship? They didn't state what type of relationship they had. Again, we're getting the story from the guy's side. So if we're going to say, was he abusive or whatever, I don't think he would have put that out there about himself. As well as if it was an abusive relationship, I don't think the adoption peoples would have looked too good on him and given the child to him. But yeah, there was no talk about what type of relationship they had or something like that. But at the end of the day, regardless of the type of relationship, should she not then have notify him and say, hey, I don't want the child. You can take it for yourself, or we can both put it up for adoption, as opposed to making the unilateral decision to just put it up for adoption, create fraudulent documents and stuff, and say it's a done deal. And then for all the years and time that he spent and money that he spent having to do things to jump through hoops to get the child back, so it's a lot. It's a lot of work. It was a lot of work for him to do and stuff. But as Jamila said, the ladies aren't looking too good tonight. And yeah, that's crazy. Let's see. Nana said, no one really knows what happens behind closed door. That's facts, because trust. Sometimes what's put out for people to see, once people go in their house and close the door, ooh, baby. Let's see. Erica says she wanted to hurt him big time. Yeah. And that she did. Because imagine knowing that you have a child out there for 7 years and having to fight all that time to, get your child back, and miss all those times that you can't get back the first walk, or you can't get back the first teeth, you can't get back the first words. So all of that stuff that was missing. So it's been yeah. Nana said Nana said, yes, that's very puzzling as to why she would have gone to that extent after bringing the baby for the 9 months. Yeah, and after having the conversation initially with him to say she's going to bring the child, because he said that that was a conversation that they had at the beginning when she told him that, she was pregnant. And he said, yeah, bring it and we'll raise it separately. So we'll see what happens with that. Erica said, especially when we have so much deadbeat fathers. Girl, can I tell you? Let's not get me started on that one. But yeah, I'm glad that that he stuck it out. Like I said, a lot of men, even when you're giving them access to the kid, just walk away. And he decided he wanted his child. So now he has the opportunity to raise his child as a single father. So kudos to him. Kudos to him. And let's see who said. Nana said, yes, I agree with Erica. She was hurt and he needed to be hurt right back. Yeah, there's hurt and then there's hurt and then there's, rip your heart out and throw it away. And this is a rip your heart out and throw it away kind of hurt. Because, yeah, this one. So the first topic was the woman couldn't have kid and lied to the father, to the guy who wants kid. And this topic is the guy had the kid and gave it away. The girl had the kid and gave it away. Oh, boy. Okay, so I promise I won't have this topic or another topic like this next week. Next week, we'll go in a different route. Anyways, it's time for giveaway. And the giveaway this week is the Latin coffee. It's not a detox coffee. It's more of a latte. It's got a latte flavor. So it's not detox. You can just drink it regularly. So based on the people that were here tonight, just give me a minute and I will do my wheel of names to see who wins this week. Who else was here? Marcel. Yeah. Okay. So let's see. Let me set up my thing so I can do my pick on screen so we can see who won. Who will win the Latin coffee today? So let's see where I'm at. Tap to spin. Come on. So Tom is the winner. Tom is the winner of the Latin coffee. So Tom, if you're still on, I'll DM you for the address and I'll just mail it out. It's a week's supply of the Latin coffee. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for joining me this week, episode 5 of Chit Chat with Bernie Bella. It was a slice. Hope we enjoyed ourselves. We had a good conversation. See you next Thursday, same place, same time. And we'll do this all again next week. So thanks for tapping in. Night, ladies. Night, guys.